Hi, I'm Madison Shirley, and this is my report over the disconnect between departments, especially after COVID-19, and how it affects a company's productivity and efficiency. And believe it or not, poor communication between departments, such as marketing, sales, accounting, customer service, etc., can greatly impact a company's performance, and especially how productive and efficient they are. And to measure how we can increase the communication between departments, we can look at three things. The first being measuring teamwork, the second, creating basic communication guidelines for a company to follow through their policies, and communication with remote employees, since that is very prevalent right now, especially with COVID. So to start off, let's talk about the measuring teamwork. One way a company can do this is through company-sponsored events, such as team bonding events. Throwing a little, like especially for us at Truck Hero, we bring a couple of our vehicles out there since it's an aftermarket thing, and we do a community service project. And we bring it out there to the community of Gwinnett County, and we let them see what we do, and you intertwine the departments at work, right? So doing a team bonding exercise, for instance, you're not going to put everyone that works in accounting together, or everyone that works in marketing together, sales, customer service, etc., etc., etc. Instead, what we do is we take, an executive, a sales rep, accounts receivable associate, marketing associate, customer service associate, and we put all of them into one group together, and we teach them to work. That's why we create those relationships through the interdepartmental companies. So that way, they get to know each other, because believe it or not, when I interviewed everyone in the customer service side, very few people have any type of relationship or foundation of a relationship with other people within other departments. We mainly focus in on the one department that we're in all the time, which is a good thing and a bad thing. Because now we had to reach out to accounting for something, like an RMA report or something like that. There's not the relationship we need there. And when you reach out to them, things can get rocky. Things can't get rocky. You might get the wrong information, miscommunication, stuff like that. Correct? Companies have shown that, because other companies take these company-sponsored events, and it has been shown that it increases the teamwork between the companies, which in return increases our productivity and everything. We don't have, there's something executives don't have to worry about quite as much. And studies show, however, it's not a great thing, that it can decrease productivity just a little bit, through bonding experiences. But the main thing that comes out of it is the team bonding experiences will not always transfer over to the workplace. So what someone might learn in a company-sponsored team bonding experience, they might not transfer over to the workplace, but instead a family situation, right? So you kind of have to outweigh and just the pros and cons, and hope that your employees take what they learned in that situation and the relationships they formed with it and carry it over to the workplace. Another thing is just establish, basic communication guidelines or standards. You have to reach out. Say there's a customer who has to return a product. They have to, my computer, my apologies. So the customer will have to reach out to customer service first, report the issue. Then, if they need a return, they reach out to accounting, and accounting, is able to get that return and give them their money back. And then you might have to reach out to sales and be like, hey, sales, this is what we have to do. Establish those basic guidelines, and then it continues the process. Because once you get a group of people to do it, they train other people. It's like routine. It's boom, 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 which is what we need more of. However, that's not always the case. And people assume they can, this is my job, I can do it myself, and they just focus on that one thing, when in reality, they have to inform other people. It's just, I hate to say it, but it's common sense that we don't always follow, and that we need to help, remove the disconnect between the departments, because when you have that disconnect, again, as repeated, because how important it is, we lack the ability to be productive and efficient. Along with that this is major, especially right now with COVID, is the communication with remote employees. Sadly, in the world we're in the situation we're in currently, so many people are working from home. And whether it's by choice, not by choice, company guidelines or not, we need to keep that group connection and that group spirit and everything going. Because without it, not only is that company disconnected from what's going on at the office, but the office is also disconnected from what that employee is doing at their home. Now, there are some cons to the fact that people are working from home, right? One, they might not actually be working. They can be sitting at home, responding to a couple emails and sitting on the couch watching TV, eating a pint of ice cream. While people who are actually working at the office are busting their butts to help keep everything up to date. So we got to measure that. But no matter what the situation is, we have to communicate with those remote employees because they're still part of the company and they still have to be, informed and feel like they're physically there at the office. Even if, a marketing associate has to reach out to an accounts receivable associate, they have to feel that connection that both people are at the office, even if one of them is, physically not present there. Because again, I can't reiterate this enough. When there's that disconnect, which sadly, every company experiences the disconnect between departments. When that disconnect is, present, there is nothing we can do to stop it. Hopefully we should, but there's a big paper trail behind it. There's we're so far behind now. It's very sad, and not only is it sad, it's also very, very embarrassing for a professional company, especially one the size of ours, Truck Hero, since we are the world's largest aftermarket vehicle production and sales company. It's embarrassing on our end as a multi-billion-dollar company when we can't do the basic connect between the departments, because that makes us look awful. And if we can't do simple things such as that, who's going to want to buy our products, correct? But to conclude, for this to work out and for us to not have the disconnect between departments, consistency and clarity are key. The communication has to be present and just extend throughout all of it, right? Because if it's not consistent and it's not clear from point A to point B, then from point C, D, E, etc. My apologies for my computer. I just don't want it to go out on me. It's going to fail. It is just going to fail. And it's going to be a disaster. And then again, that cleanup to get everything back to where it needs to go is going to be brutal. Also, these basic communication skills and soft skills, one, the price it's going to take to actually get these accomplished is the bare minimum, and we should not have to worry about that. And our goal is to increase communication, just seriously measuring teamwork, establish baseline communication standards, and communication with remote employees. It is so simple. We'll never have to worry about it. So thank you for that, and I apologize for walking up too soon. So I will show you, because I'm so tall, I had to back it away. There is my poster board for the presentation. Thank you.